So today we're taking a video, got a Maytag Bravos XL, and we'll turn it on and see if you can hear the sound that it's making. So you hear some bearing rub, and it might take it a while, so I won't let it do it too long. You'll start to hear it squeaking terribly bad, like the belt is squeaking. And there's some bearings we're gonna replace and some other things. We're just gonna kinda talk you through it. First step is to unplug the power. The first thing we're gonna be doing is taking out these 1/4 inch bolts that are over here on the side. That way we can get this plate off. So there's two there, and then you can see this one that's on the top, that guy, and the one that's there. And then once you've got those out, this piece right here will just come out and get a good hold of it. And we'll just slide out. And the piece under it can just come out easily as well. Those are out. It exposes this little guy here, and on the other side, mirroring it, that one. And that's going to allow you to take those loose where you can push this back. I do it while holding the camera, but you'll kind of take your hand, one there, and just hit towards that way, and that should move this back. After I did that, it made it to where this can hinge up now to where we can get into here. So we're gonna have to change. These look like some sort of T instead of 1/4 inch. So I'll go figure out what the size is and let you guys know. See how long this lasts, but I've just got a little picker-upper guy that I'm gonna use to keep that hinged up, because I guess on this series, there's nothing to keep it hinged up. So we'll figure out that size and let you know. Now we're going to remove only the ones that are on the stainless steel. And if you have white or black, it would be white or black. Don't remove these. So it's a T20, a T20, a T20, and a T20. So now we're down on the bottom. It's kind of hard to see because I can't get my camera down any lower. But there's one there, one there. There's 4 going across, and those are 1/4 inch. Next 2 we're gonna remove is a Phillips here and a Phillips there. And I'm gonna go ahead and take our lint trap and just move it somewhere. And we will be taking these 3 Torx screws out. So now we've got to disconnect these. There's a little tab right here that you will pull up. You can either do it with your finger or a screwdriver, and then that will pull apart that way. Same thing with this little guy right here. There's a tab that you will use a screwdriver, and then it'll just disconnect. After you've got that, you have this little tab that's here and mirroring on the other side. Get a little screwdriver or a pick to go up with that. This whole door then can come off. Probably have to feed these cables through the opening, but then that hopefully should just come off. Then we have 4 more of our 1/4 inch bolts that we'll be taking out. We'll take those 4 out. As you can see, there's a lot of lint down here. I'm about to vacuum it out. And then we're gonna be taking this housing off, which I'll show you where the bolts are. Down here we've got that bolt, one there, and then one over here. You see what I've already got here, but this is why dryers are just so dangerous. Look at all this. And we religiously change out or clean out that lint filter every time. It's just so much. So a good time to completely clean out and everything, including your blower fan here. So I'm gonna vacuum all this out real quick and then go to the next step. Next thing we're gonna do is take this and, just like the other ones, lift it up, and we're going to disconnect that. And then we've got to pull this roller out, which I just had a pretty extensive abdominal surgery where they took out all my small intestines except for 8 feet. So I can't lift for 8 weeks, and so I'm getting a friend to come over to help me pull this out. I got the friend over here, Mr. Tanner, and we're going to lift up on this to get these out of the tabs to where this white part will come off. So that sensor I've already got unplugged, and that's unplugged down at the bottom. So we'll just try to lift up on that, and then hopefully the white part will come out. So we ended up having to have a hand up here holding up to where we could get it loose from the pulleys that are here. You got your belt that's here. It goes all the way down on the bottom, and there's no way I can really get you a good view of it, but there's a pulley back here. You can kind of see it. that has to lift up this way to be able to loosen, kind of like a belt, a serpentine belt on a vehicle, to be able to get the tension off that belt to where you can pull out the drum. So Tanner's gonna try to fill it, and the whole thing will pull up. That way you can disconnect.
Am I gonna drop the drum onto it? Yep.
And once that's loose and the belt is loose, this whole drum just comes out. And then you just gotta be careful for the belt not to catch on things down there, which we didn't. And we'll figure out somewhere to put this. Yeah, and boost. So we're gonna go ahead and vacuum out everything that's in here. Everything vacuumed out, and we're going to be switching out all 3 of these pulleys on the back. There should be 2 that are on the door, I believe. And then there's 1 that's here. So the part kit that we got, this is off Amazon. I know that you're supposed to use the ones from whoever the manufacturer is, but this is 20 bucks. And it was gonna take 3 to 5 days to get the other ones, and these came in the next day. So we'll show you how to replace these. Pretty much, there is going to be a little tab that you have to pull off on the front. If you have some diagonal cutters, you can just cut them off. We're gonna see what we can do. Just take them off with this, and a pick would probably be best, but I do not have a pick with me at the house, just at the shop. So Tanner is going in to pull that off, and that was pretty easy. So this kit and the Maytag kit only comes with 4 of the pulleys. So we're just kind of testing these to see which ones roll the best, and we're going to replace the ones that don't roll as well. And so we're putting these back on, and this actually has 6, so it's making it kind of hard for us to figure out which ones to actually replace. So the one that's on here is actually spinning somewhat okay. We're still going to replace it while we're in there. It is much more noisy. Measured our belts, and they are not at all the same size. One of them is longer, so we're going to reuse the one that was in there because it honestly doesn't look bad at all. So we took a 3/8 open wrench and we took out that bolt, and now we're going to replace the whole thing. The reason we are replacing it is you can tell there's a little bit of play, and the new one does not have that play, and that's just going to make it last a little bit longer. Got the belt back on, and it needs to be to where the black side with the grooves are down onto it, and we're going to try to line it back up where it was once we get it in there. And then once we get it in there, we have to make sure that we've got everything. Do you need your flashlight out first?
No.
But once we got it in there, we need to make sure that the drum is sitting precisely on those rollers in the back. And lined up to where the heat can get into it from the dryer portion. And then Tanner's going to try to get the belt back around, because that's really all you can do is do it by feel and then use the pressure. And I can hold up here for you. Not much you're gonna be able to see here in this video, but basically just getting it back where it was. Going back in, you have to kind of hold the drum up just a little bit to make sure that all the pulleys are where they should. These have to slide down into there on each side. And Tanner's flashlight, is it still achievable to get out? Yeah. Oh yeah, because we can open the top too. And that's got that. So now we can start putting a bunch of screws back in reverse order. And if you want to stop at this part of the video, you should be able to, because you already know what you took off. But we'll go ahead and make the recording of putting everything back in, just in case. Reconnect our sensor down at the bottom. We got 4 1/4 inch, so we'll be putting back in those 4 locations there. And we will barely be using our impact to get them in there. That way we don't strip anything out. We're putting this back on, and it's gonna end up being 4 more 1/4 inch. And I did forget to record it, but we're putting the 3 torque screws here after we've got it back together. And then down the bottom are 2 Phillips we've put back in, and then we're gonna lift up the top And we have these remaining torque screws that will only go, like I said earlier, in the part that is painted for your machine. So if you got a white one, it would be in the white. If you got black, it would be in the black. Stainless steel gray, it's gonna be in the gray. You're putting in the 4 that are on the very bottom of the machine. And to do that, I ended up, hold up, Tanner, I had to do an extension for it to actually make it. So we just put this with that on it, and it worked. Before we seal this thing back up, please remember to reconnect those two. We're putting the 2 back in here to hold the entire top of this back together. We're putting this trim piece back on, and the last piece will be this guy with the beautiful curve. And then you're finished. So we'll do a little test on it. We just got this finished up. I'm gonna turn it on. Start, and it's so much more quiet. It's not squeaking and doing all the other stuff anymore. So hopefully this is helpful. If it is, please hit like and subscribe. And you guys have a great day.